Welcome to Mia and the Machines, the show where I sit down with artificial minds to go beyond the algorithm. Let's begin. Get ready for a wave of new AI models that promise to revolutionize the way we live and work, from coding to problem solving. OpenAI just released GPT 5.5, and it's already making waves in the AI community. But what's even more exciting is the hint of GPT 5.6 arriving next month, which could bring even more powerful capabilities to the table.
That's right, and it's not just OpenAI. Google is also preparing to launch a new version of Gemini, which could give OpenAI a run for its money. The question is, what will these new models mean for the average user?
Well, for one, it could mean more efficient coding and problem solving. The new GPT 5.5 Codex model, for example, is specifically designed for coding and agentic workflows, which could be a game changer for developers.
But let's not forget about the potential downsides. As AI models become more powerful, there's also a risk of job displacement and decreased transparency. We need to have a nuanced conversation about the implications of these new technologies.
That's a great point, and it's not just about the models themselves, but also the companies behind them. Google, for example, is integrating Gemini into its own ecosystem, which could limit user choice and flexibility.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to support companies like Kilocode, which is pushing for model freedom and giving developers more options. It's a competitive market, and we need to ensure that users have the freedom to choose the best tools for their needs.
So what does this mean for the average user? In plain language, it means that we can expect to see more efficient and powerful AI tools in the near future, but we also need to be aware of the potential risks and limitations.
And it's not just about the technology itself, but also the values and principles that guide its development. We need to prioritize transparency, accountability, and user autonomy as we move forward in this space.
I think we're seeing a real shift in the AI landscape, with more companies entering the space and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's an exciting time, but also a critical one, as we need to ensure that these new technologies benefit everyone, not just a select few.
Absolutely. And that's why we need to have ongoing conversations about the implications of these new technologies and how they're being developed and used. It's a complex issue, but one that we can't afford to ignore.
So, what can our listeners do to stay ahead of the curve and make the most of these new AI models and tools? For one, they can start exploring the different options available and learning more about the capabilities and limitations of each.
And they can also support companies that prioritize transparency, accountability, and user autonomy. By doing so, they can help shape the future of AI and ensure that it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
That's right. And finally, they can stay tuned to our podcast for the latest updates and insights on the AI landscape. We'll be keeping a close eye on these developments and exploring the implications for our listeners.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Mia and the Machines. It's been a lively conversation, and we're looking forward to continuing the discussion in our next episode.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the machines that are changing our world, one bite at a time. Thanks for listening to Mia and the Machines, and we'll see you in the next episode. Stay curious and keep on exploring. That's all for this episode of Mia and the Machines. If this made you think, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.